Hey everybody, my name is Ryan, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up Google local service ads. These are also known as Google Guaranteed. If you're not super familiar, these are, I'm assuming you're a little familiar because you're watching this video, but these are the ones that show up at the top of the Google results. This is Google's answer for their loss of revenue from people only focusing on their Google My Business profiles. For years, you could just have a Google My Business profile, and as long as you had some reviews and pictures and optimize your profile, optimize your website, you could coast off of just having those profiles and not spending any money with Google. And a lot of people, when they go to the search results, they don't want to click on these where they're paying to be in the top positions. They'll actually skip over them and go to the organic rings because this is where your reviews live. This is where all your pictures are. I don't know anything about these companies just by looking at them here, but I can see that there are 146 people that left reviews for this company. They got 4.9 stars, 10 years in business. It shows their phone number. It shows everything that you really need here. So people jump to this, especially, for like restaurants and stuff. People have been trained by the way that Google set it up to go to these results and look for the social proof to make their decisions. And they were losing money from ads. This was their solution to make this above their pay-per-click ads, but also kind of mimic the way that they set up the Google My Maps results. And you can see it a little bit better on mobile, where like here's the Google My Business listings, and then here's Google Guaranteed. They look pretty close, almost identical. And then you can even expand this without going to the Maps page, and then that finally goes to the Maps page. Well, it's not even Maps, it's Google Guaranteed, but they look very similar. And then they've also removed, or not removed, but just didn't include sponsored next to each one of these. So these feel less like ads at the top here. And then they also have this badge of trust, this Google Guaranteed badge, which gives the customer a $2,500 coverage on any service from a Google Guaranteed business. If something were to go wrong, if they're unhappy with their service, whatever the legitimate reason is that they would need to get a refund, they can get it from Google rather than having to fight with the business owner. And then obviously if you get too many strikes against you, I'm sure they kick you out of their Google Guaranteed, but Google's covering that amount. So there are some things that you need in order to get Google Guaranteed. You have to pass a background check. You need to have background checks for everybody that's going out in the field. So if you run a crew of 10 people, all those 10 people have to submit their info for background checks. You need to have insurance. You need to be a legitimate business. And so there's these things that, Google goes the extra mile to verify these businesses and verify that they have insurance and just make sure that they don't have any violent criminals or whatever that are coming into people's homes. So it takes a little bit of time to get approved, get all that stuff in order. But I can show you the setup process here and why I think that this is a good option for certain business types. You still want to work on the Google My Business profile and your website because those are still sources of leads on the internet. Not everybody's going to look at the Google Guaranteed. Not everybody's going to click on the first thing that they see. And once they start scrolling and looking at their options, I feel like it's less likely to go up and go back to the first one unless there's something that stands out. Like for these guys, they've got 12,000 reviews. But there's plenty of other people. If you go to the maps here, I think one of them has like 20,000. I don't see it. There's some plumbing company near me that has like 20. Oh, it's the one at the very top. 20,000 reviews. Like, they've been around for a long time. There's a lot of trust built up there. That's just insane that they have 20,000 reviews. But I think it's less likely for people to go back to this result. And so they kind of continue on. And the nice thing about being listed here and being listed here and then being listed here is even if people aren't consciously recognizing your name showing up over and over again, they are subconsciously picking it up. People pick up a lot of things subconsciously as they're reading through. And all of a sudden, your name starts to become more familiar for a reason that they don't really understand. And it becomes more likely that they're going to click on it. not just because you're taking up more real estate on the page, but because now there's this like not psychological, subconscious, because now there's this subconscious thing that you've picked up on that has this familiarity and trust. So I think the good so I think the best combination, and again, this really depends on the industry. I think plumbing is a good one. HVAC is another really good one. For some of the industries, having a listing here and then optimizing your Google My Business profile is the best combination. And we'll get to setting it up now. I don't want to keep going on about all that. So the nice thing about Google Guaranteed is you're just paying for the ads. You're not paying for a click. Like down here, if I click on either one of these, they're going to get charged for it based on, the search term. And if I click on this one, they're not getting charged. If I browse around on their profile, look at reviews, look at pictures, whatever, they're not getting charged until I actually call them or if I send them a message. And even then, if I send them a message and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" and then I never talk to them again, they can get a refund from Google, so that they're not paying, because that's not a legitimate lead. If you get calls from Angie and Home Advisor trying to sell you a service and they clicked through from one of your ads, because that is something that they do, you don't get charged for that. You can submit that to get your money back from Google, and so you're only paying for legitimate leads. And they have there's a pricing calculator here to estimate the budget, and this is based on the average cost per lead, not pay-per-click or anything like that, per lead that you get. So if you're an HVAC and you get 50 leads in a month, and let's say you only close 50% of them, so you get 25 new customers in a month from the ads, and let's just exclude new installations and just do like an average service ticket, which is about $400. That's $10,000 of revenue from $1,200 to $1,800 in ad spend for these Google Guaranteed ads. Depending on your profit margin, obviously, everybody's a little bit different. But that's only selling 50%. And that's if those people that you sell are only the basic repair jobs. If you start including new installations, who knows what that number could be. Now, you don't want to just do this and ignore your Google My Business profile, because then it kind of turns into golden handcuffs, where you're paying for this business, but it's really just paying for the leads. The reviews that you get from your Google Guaranteed profile go into like a special category on Google where they exist under Google Guaranteed, but they don't necessarily exist under your normal Google My Business profile. So then if you stop doing Google Guaranteed, you lose your Google Guaranteed reviews. Now that's if they leave the review through the Google Guaranteed system. So here I can show you an example. If we look at, I don't know. This is the first one. So ABC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 11,865 reviews. So 11,826 Google reviews versus 11,865. So that's not a huge difference. Now, I don't know how long they've been doing Google Guaranteed, or if everybody that goes through Google Guaranteed actually leaves the review through the Google Guaranteed system. If they go back here and they say, "Oh, I used ABC Plumbing," and they type that in and they go to the profile here and click leave a review, well, you'd have to do it through Maps or like click on this. If they go through here and then do write a review, this isn't going to be a Google Guaranteed review. It's just going to be on their normal profile. But if through Google's system of reminding people to leave a review, or their follow-up where they recommend leaving a review, if they do it that way, your reviews are stuck in the Google Guaranteed system. And as soon as you stop paying for that, all those reviews go away. So it's something to consider. you definitely want to be building this profile out and optimizing this profile and getting people. You want to build a review gathering system that gets more people going to this profile to leave a review than Google guaranteed. Otherwise, you're stuck paying Google forever. And the solution that we use is a combination of running ads and then doing SEO, website design, optimization stuff. Because then you can start getting business right away through the ads, build a system for getting reviews on your regular Google profile and rank that higher so that you have a better chance of people finding you through one of the ways that you don't have to pay to get the lead. That's the goal, really. So back to the setup here. So you put in your zip code, you put in the number of leads that you want. It'll estimate the budget. You can find that here. I'm not going to go through all these, but you can see that for snow removal, it's much less. Pet boarding, much less. Home theater, more. I don't know. I'm not going to go through all of them. So you go to ads.google.com/local service ads, and you just hit get started, and then it will check your availability, and then you got to choose your job category. We'll just, oh, there it is. Let's choose HVAC. So if you don't have a Google account, so here I have a Google account, so I'm just going to have it log in. This is my personal profile, so I don't actually have any business stuff set up under this for clients. So this is just to test it out. Business name, HVAC company. You could do your legal name if it's different. Phone number. Just make that up. www.site.com. So this is one of the questions where they're going to use this information later. So you're going to have to do background checks for all the field workers. So don't make any of this up. Just, I don't know if I need to say that, but if you've only got 2 people, just put 2 people. Put the legitimate year that you're founded. They can look up business data. Lying about this year doesn't give you any benefit. So I'm just making up an address here. Luckily, I found something. Is this location? So here again, you're really just answering it truthfully. Now, the thing that a lot of people do with the Google My Business profiles is they say yes, so it'll show their address. But you don't want to do that in this scenario. Just put no if you really don't have an office. If you do have an office, put yes. Like, be as honest as you can, because there's no benefit to lying in this scenario. Now, this is the nice part, because you can, regardless of where your profile ranks, you can choose the areas that you want to service, and you can exclude certain areas. So you can break it down by zip code. So you see Des Plaines is bigger than just the one zip code. Des Plaines is where I'm at if you didn't figure that out yet. Prospect. So you can put in cities, you could put Cook County, that's the whole area there. But, you know, if you want to do Cook County and then like exclude some of the rougher neighborhoods that you don't want to go into, if you want to exclude that area, you can see that it puts a red. So yeah, red excluded service area, marks it with red. But honestly, the best thing to do is probably, spend a minute and go through and look at the area codes that you want to service. Depending on the industry, you may want to target some higher value neighborhoods, or just to get the flexibility that you can get with zip codes that you can't really do by choosing cities or choosing counties. Even a lot of times with pay-per-click ads, I'll choose counties, but this gives you really granular control over where you're targeting. So I'm just going to choose those 2 areas for the sake of this. Now you get to choose all the different things that you are willing to service. So I mean, you could just do select all, confirm that you and your workers carry relevant licenses required to perform and offer and work offered and booked through local service ads. So you have to check that to continue. So I'm just going to do it even though. Here, I mean, pretty obvious, your hours. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this. That one feels pretty obvious. I'm not just put HVAC company. But this is what it would look like. My fake phone number, my fake company name. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm not actually going to submit any of this. Then it wants to go through your business verification. This is why I went to the next page. I'm not actually going to do this because I don't have any of this information to verify. But I wanted to be able to show you all these details. So your actual business name, the legal name, and then your license number, expiration. Again, you're being honest about all this stuff. Proof of insurance, attach it. Processing can take up to 2 days, but you don't need to wait for each one of these things. So you really just want to go through them and be Evident. Yeah, that's right. I'm like, what is Evident? Evident is just the company that they use to do the background checks, and this is on owners and consumer facing employees. So these are all the people that are going to be in the field. Any workers or employees who work directly with customers. So like plumbers, if you have a team of 5 people, they all go out in the field and do stuff. All of them need to pass the background check. That's part of the thing is that they're making sure that there's no, violent criminals that are going to be going into people's homes if they're going to be recommending it. Customer reviews. So they do import your Google My Business reviews into the Google Guaranteed, which is nice. And then you get your customized local service review link. But again, I would not use this. I would use your one to your normal Google business profile, because then you won't lose the reviews after you stop paying for Google Guaranteed. If you do. Here's where you can more granularly set the budget. You get 20 leads per week if nearby businesses are offering to pay less than 25 per lead. So for $2,000, they think you could maybe get 80 leads a month. And then billing information. And this is as far as I can go in this video because I don't have all of this stuff. Once you just have to check back, log into your account, check back, make sure that this can take up to 2 days. Once all this stuff gets verified, they'll send you an email, and then you can start displaying your ad. There's not a lot of complicated stuff to set up in here. If you don't remember from this page, this is what it looks like. These are plumbers near me. That's all it really shows in the ad. And then once you click on it, this just shows the information about your business. This shows the list of tools. Remember the list of services. If you remember me checking on that page, all the stuff that you're willing to do. Reviews, they import from. So you see here the Google verified jobs. These are the ones that are left through the Google Guaranteed system, which is another nice thing because this validates that it's a legitimate review. There's a lot of fake reviews out there these days. And so, I think people tend to wonder what's fake, what's real. That is another nice part about the Google Guaranteed is that you see they can verify. It's like the verified purchase on Amazon thing. But all of these ones down here are just imported from the Google My Business profile. But yeah, so it's not a complicated ad thing that you have to set up. They pretty much walk you through the whole thing. You're just listing legitimate information about your business. So here's all the different cities that they listed on that one page. The services that they offer, phone number, and then the hours. Like there's not anything more to these ads. That's how easy it is to set them up. Once you've done it once, it's really easy. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment. I'll see what I can answer. But that's pretty much it for setting up local service ads. Thanks for watching. Take care.